in the shadows.
She was absolutely fascinated by the street musicians and the homeless, and she wanted to do a study on that kind of life. I think experimenting it on herself to be able to see what it was like to actually live it.
She even planned to write a book about what she found on these streets.
Oh, boy.
Since birth, Ylenia herself has been the focus of attention. Ylenia is the granddaughter of film actor Tyrone Power and the daughter of Italian entertainers Romina Power and Albano. They're known as Italy's version of Sonny and Cher.
Vediamo un po'.
And Ylenia took a star turn herself, turning letters just like Vanna White for the Italian version of Wheel of Fortune. But even in this setting, she was a study in contrast, quoting Gandhi dressed in satin and lace.
How do you feel about all the attention?
Gandhi said something that really struck me. He said, as long as you still think you're someone, you don't know true humility.
Her parents say their daughter preferred cartwheels to celebrity. She quit the TV show and became a straight-A student. Here's an unmade-up Ylenia traveling with her family in New Orleans last summer. And what she found in the Crescent City made her want to stay.
There was this very strange, mysterious attraction to this street musician, the sax player in particular, called Alexander.
Here's home video of Alexander playing the cornet on the streets of New Orleans last year.
There was something really quite hypnotizing about him somehow, because in her diaries I found notes of her mentioning his name and him saying, "Remember me, remember my name," repeatedly to her. And she couldn't get him out of her mind.
But the fascination soon turned to fear, and Ylenia ran to her parents.
She just said that she felt that she had to get away because her life was at stake. I didn't know what that meant, but I didn't go into it any further because I felt that she would never come back.
But on New Year's Day, Ylenia called her mother to say that she'd returned to New Orleans.
I said, "You're in New Orleans again after you ran away because you were scared?" "I'm fine, don't worry about me." And I said, "Do you have money?" She said, "I've got plenty of traveler's checks on me." She seemed like everything was normal. The only thing she said is, "I'm checking out of this hotel, so I won't give you the number."
According to these receipts, she in fact checked into a hotel 2 days earlier. Her room went for about $20 a night, and she shared it with Alexander.
He didn't seem clean. He dressed in jeans and maybe the same shirt for 2 or 3 days. He smelled. It just was odd that they were together because he's about 60 years old. Here she's this real pretty 23-year-old girl. I mean, she walked with her head down, her hair in front of her face, and she only spoke when she was spoken to.
Her parents say that description told them that something was very wrong with their daughter.
Because she's a strong girl. She knows how to take care of herself. I didn't like the idea of her traveling alone, but she is 23 years old. But she's not Supergirl.
I am sure it's possible she have also this kind of problem, the brainwashing. I'm absolutely sure.
And then when did you start to get concerned?
I started to get concerned when I started having nightmares. I started having nightmares of an evil presence, this strange cold wind that was blowing in all directions, and I couldn't move. I couldn't move one way or another, and it was connected to her somehow because her name and her face kept on coming back into my mind.
The manager at the hotel says Ylenia's pattern never changed during the week she stayed there.
She left around the same time every day, came back around the same time every day, 6:30 in the evening, before or right after it got dark.
She checked out of here January 6th, sometime between 12:30 and 1:30. That was the last confirmed sighting. But Alexander continued to stay in this room until the hotel manager became suspicious. Cindy Dale says he tried to cash some unsigned traveler's checks.
I was told he was a street musician. Where is this man getting $50 and $100 bills, traveler's checks?
Dale says Alexander accused some of her staff members of stealing some of the traveler's checks, so she decided to kick him out January 14th. But she agreed to store some of his things. But it was the New Orleans Police Department that came calling for those things about 2 weeks later.
So I took him down into a storage, and they opened the bags up, and sure enough, I recognized that they were clothes that she wore, and her books, and her paints.
It's not been so easy to find Ylenia. And once news of her disappearance became public, it made headlines throughout Italy. Her family has joined the search for Ylenia, including her younger brother.
Where could she be in a city like this? There's lots of little pathways, lots of doorways, lots of cars going in and out of the city. She could be stuck in a cellar. She could be at a wonderful place.
At this point, we have no indication of foul play or possible murder. No indication or evidence whatsoever.
Part of the search has included dredging the Mississippi River, because one witness reported seeing a woman matching Ylenia's description jumping into the river the same day Ylenia left her hotel.
No, that is not her. She is somewhere in the city. I'm positive.
Why are you so sure?
I just have this feeling. I can't explain why, I just have a feeling.
And do you think the secret is within the French Quarter?
The secret is with this Alexander, if he were to only confess.
But Alexander has not been charged in the disappearance, although he was arrested this week on an unrelated charge. How long do you wait here? How long do you stay?
Till we find her. When I see her face, I think she looks absolutely beautiful. And if this story has a happy ending, it would make a very good script. And it will have, I feel it will have a happy ending, and soon, I hope. It seems like a film, it seems like a movie. It's very strange, because we've always been like the protagonist of a happy story. And all of a sudden, we're the protagonist of a mystery story.
You could hold the key to this mystery, so please take one more good look. This is how Ylenia looked just before she disappeared. But remember, she can have lots of different looks. If you know anything about this case, please call us right now at 1-800-CRIME-TV.
America's Most Wanted is brought to you by New Tylenol Flu.